Bible says we shall be an eternal excellency. Hey, come here right quick, y'all. Both of y'all, come here right quick. Give me 5 minutes. This is very important information I'm telling y'all. Very important. I want y'all to come look at this sign right on the front. Right on the front, both of y'all. All praise to the Most High. Check this out. This is information that most of our people don't know. Our people don't know that we are the children of God. We are actually God's chosen people. And because we don't know we're God's chosen people, that's why we're in the state that we're in as a people. But the thing that's funny about it is the Bible is our records. That's not a religious book. That's the records of God's chosen people, what happened to them in the past, what's happening to them now, and what's going to happen in the future. When our records got took by another nation of people, they came up with religion.
Bring it out.
Now when you go to church, you have no what? You have no connection with God. Right. They're telling you to break the commandments of God. But the commandments of God was given to you.
Bring it out.
Now let me ask you a question. What's your nationality according to the Bible? Right. Black American, Afro-American, right? Now, me and you both know that that's not a term that's in the Bible, right? So now you would have to be like, okay, what's that term in the Bible, right? That's a fair question. Watch this. What happened to our people that all the world know happened? That we went into what?
Slavery.
How did we go into slavery? Getting taken from Africa. On what mode of transportation? On a boat, right? So if I said that the Bible is the records of the Israelites, and I'm claiming, standing out here in front of everybody, saying that we are the Israelites, I should be able to, in the records of the Israelites, find where they would go into slavery on ships, right or wrong. Right? So now let's see if I can find that they went into slavery on ships. And if I'm able to find that, you're not African American. You are what? An Israelite. And I'm going to prove it to you with the records of our people. Listen good, brother. All I need is 5 minutes. Watch this. Deuteronomy 1:1. So I take it you are a little familiar with the Bible. You sure you understand Moses led a particular nation of people out of Egypt, opened up the Red Sea, the Egyptians died, and the other people are on the other side. We're at the point where they're on the other side, right? Watch this. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan. So the Bible says, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel. So the audience of people are the Israelites. Now let's see what he told them. Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 verse 15. But it shall come to pass. Moses told the Israelites, but it shall come to pass, meaning in the future. Read. If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. If you Israelites don't hearken unto the voice of God. Read. To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So God spoke to the Israelites through Moses. He said, listen, I'm going to give you commandments to give my people. If they break those commandments, they're going to be a cursed people. Verse 46. Verse 46. And the curses shall be upon thee, shall be upon the people for a sign. What does a sign do? A sign is something that's used to identify something. So the Bible says what? And they shall be upon thee. The curses should be upon the Israelites for a sign to identify the Israelites. Read. And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. The Bible says these curses are going to be on the Israelites in 2023. Let's see if those curses fit me and you. Verse 16. Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city. The Bible says, cursed shall you Israelites be in the city. Who lives in the worst parts of the city this very day? Blacks, Hispanics, and natives. But Moses is speaking to the Israelites. Read it again. Cursed shall thou be in the city. Read. and cursed shalt thou be in the field. And cursed shalt thou be in the field. Where was we at when we got off the slave ships? Where was we at when we got off the slave ships? In the where? In the sugar cane, cotton, tobacco. Moses already told us that we was going to do these things if we broke the commandments of God. Read on. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Verse 32. Verse 32. Thy sons, the Bible says thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Did that not happen to us? That happened to us verbatim. Nigga sold to Master Charles in Virginia. Nigga sold to that sister in Alabama. And they separated us as a people. That's what happened.
Ah, Mr. Ford. Splendid seeing you, sir. What captures your fancy? This lad is very brawny, yeah?
How much are the ones Platt and Eliza?
Yes. 1,000 for Platt. This is a nigger of considerable talent, I assure you. 700 for Eliza? My fairest price?
You will accept a note?
Please,
of course, from you, Mr.
do not
Ford.
divide my family. Do not take me unless you take my children.
Eliza, quiet!
You will have the most faithful slave of me, the most
Liza.
faithful slave that's ever lived, but I beg that you
Your
do
price
not
for the boy.
separate
Yes, the boy.
us. Please.
Stop it! I will give you something to cry about. Randall, come. He will grow into a fine beast. 600 for the boy. Fair and final.
Done.
Superb. A moment, please. Mr. Ford.
Please.
Eliza!
How much for the little girl? If you have no use for her, one so young will bring you no profit.
No. I cannot sell the girl. No, there's heaps and piles of money to be made from her. She's a beauty, one of the regular bloods. None of your thick-lipped, bullet-headed, cotton-picking niggers here.
A child, man. For God's sake, you're not sentimental in the least.
My sentimentality extends the length of a coin. Now, do you take this lot, Mr. Ford, or do you pass on them all?
Please.
I will take the ones Platt and Eliza.
Sold, Eliza and Platt. Splendid. Now, didn't
Do
you wait?
not take them from me.
Get her out.
Do it again. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fire will longing for them all the day long. Just imagine this happening right here. Imagine you going through that today. They're taking your sons, they're taking your daughters, and you will never see them again. Or they taking this woman and they rape, that's your wife? They take your wife and rape her in front of you, and it's nothing you can do. Let's see if that's in the Holy Bible. Verse 32. I'm going to jump down to verse, you got it. Verse 30. Thou shalt be betrothed a wife. You shall betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Did that not happen in slavery? Wasn't they raping our women in front of the men?
You talk about, you quote someone, rape, the rape of a particular black woman after she's been purchased, as is the common practice. You say slavery's frontier was a white man's sexual playground.
Yeah. Those are strong statements, but I also think that they're true.
Read. Thou shalt build an house. The Bible says we shall build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Wasn't we building a master's plantation? When we building a big house? Didn't we build a White House? Read it again. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Verse 48. We're still in the book of Deuteronomy. We ain't even left Deuteronomy. Does this not fit us as a people? Read. Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemy. The Bible says because you didn't want to serve me, Israelites, now you got to serve your enemies. Read. Which the Lord shall send against thee, and hunger. For food you got to serve. And in thirst. For water you got to serve. And in nakedness. For clothing you got to serve your enemy. And in want of all things everything that you want, you got to serve your enemy. Why? Because the earth was made for us. All we had to do was serve God and he would give us everything. But because we failed to serve him, God said, now you got to serve your enemies for everything. Read. Get out. And he and your enemy shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Wait a minute. That's in the Bible. The Bible says, and your enemy shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Do we not have to go through that? No other race of people on God's green earth can say that that happened to them. Wait. Until he have destroyed thee. Do you have a yoke of iron on your neck right now? No. They treated us like dogs to the point where they had a rope on our neck. And when we realized there's no point in going in front of them, what did they do? They took it off of us. Now the little dog knows not to go in front of master, just like an animal. So there's no need for them to have a what? Yoke of iron on our necks no more. Because we're not going to try to go above master. You understand what I'm saying? That's why when we come out here and teach our people that we're the greatest people on earth. Uh-huh.
So moving forward.
This,
hold on.
you all right.
2023.
You all right,
You
sister.
know, God is a God of love, right?
Let's see what he loves.
So how we move forward?
This is how we're going to move forward. I'm going to touch that. But I want to finish this. Jump down to verse 49. Then we're going to get into it, sister, because you asked a great question. Verse 49. Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far. The Lord shall bring a nation of people against you from far. Where was we at? On the west coast of Africa. Read. From the end of the earth. At the time Moses was speaking, this was considered the end of the earth. So God said there's going to be a nation of people that's going to come from the other side of the earth. Read. As swift as the eagle flight. His emblem would be what? As swift as the eagle flight. The Bible says his emblem is going to be the eagle. What's the emblem of America? The eagle. We're reading this out of the Bible. Verse 68, and then we're going to deal with your wife's question. Now, I asked you in the beginning, can I prove that we would go on slave ships as part of the curse? And if I can prove that in our records, that make us who? The Israelites. Let's see if I can prove it. Verse 68. Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. Stop. Get Egypt. Exodus 22. He said, listen, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt. At this time, Moses and the Israelites were already out of Egypt. So he's conveying the message to his people. He said, if you break the commandments, you see that place, Egypt, that you left? You're going to go back into Egypt. So now we can look at history. We know they never actually went back into physical Egypt. So now we understand. Watch what this says. Read. The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. What does Egypt mean? Bondage. Now that we understand that Egypt means bondage, watch what Moses told the Israelites. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, and the Lord shall bring thee into bondage again with ships. With what? With ships. What people on earth went into bondage on ships? We the only people that went into bondage on ships. That's right. Who do that make us? That's exactly who we are. We the sons and daughters of God, sister, brother. That's who we are. What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community.